Started. So welcome everybody to midweek meditation. And I'm actually gonna record this too. Okay, there we go. So I'm Wendie Bernstein Lash. Those of you in the Zoom are familiar, and we never know who is watching this on some kind of live stream or recorded. So we welcome everyone here. I'm in Redwood City, California, and especially in these times, it's really important to honor the land that we are on. And so the land that I am on, that is currently Redwood City, California, was originally inhabited by the Lamchin tribelet, a little tribelet that lived on the river or the edge of the Bay Area in the Ramaytush dialect of the Ohlone Costanoan language group of Native American peoples. And I want to thank Lisa, who's here, who will be a technical co-host. So if you have any issues, if you can't hear me, as I said, I have a new setup, so it should work really well when I get quiet. But if you can't hear me, let Lisa know. I'll look at the chat later. It's hard for me to be present and lead the meditation and also notice what's going on in the chat. But if you want to say anything about where you are located or how you are today and share that with the community on Zoom, feel free to do that. And briefly about meditation, if you're new to meditation, or maybe this is even your first time meditating, some people are taking it up during our shelter in place and pandemic times to help calm things down. Be gentle with yourself and know that anything that you do is helpful in the right direction. There's nowhere to go. There's no end point. There's just continuing to practice and meditate and sit together. And today, given everything that's going on and the greater call by communities that, especially the Black community and the Indigenous communities, Indigenous peoples around the world, and the challenges that are maybe being brought to light and surface to those of us who don't live in those communities, we're being called to listen. And listening is very powerful. And so I'm going to focus our meditation and our time today on listening. So instead of a chant with words, I'm going to offer a niggun, which is a wordless melody. And so we don't even have the words to attach to. We can really listen in a different way, maybe in a deeper way, and help ourselves to be better listeners to what is needed in these times. When we think about listening, we usually think about listening with our ears, and there are other ways to listen. We can listen with our inner ear, so to speak, our intuition. What does it tell us about what feels right or how we should respond to something that's new to us? We also can listen to our bodies, which is something that can be available to us, but may not be well cultivated. So meditation and focusing on the body can help us to be more attentive and aware of what is the wisdom in our bodies that comes from the morning liturgy, blessing and a prayer to notice the wisdom in our bodies and what it might be telling us. Another place that we don't necessarily listen to is the earth, although in these days, I think we are listening to the earth more and more. What's showing up is the fact that we haven't listened to the earth. And so the earth is getting louder and louder about how it is a being that we are connected to and that we need to really honor its presence and what it needs instead of just seeing it as an object and taking from it. So lots of ways to listen besides just with our ears. And listening is really core to Judaism. If you think about the one prayer that people know if they are Jewish. It's the Shema. And the Shema is about listening. Shema, that root of listen, listen Yisrael, listen wrestlers of El, of the oneness of, everything is one. It ends up with Echad, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. So listen for the oneness, listen for the way that you are all connected, that we are all connected, and everything is all connected. And it also invites us to be continual listeners, not just one time, but the continual unfolding of story, of our own story, of the story of others. And as I was thinking about what I wanted to do today, I was looking at back in our tradition in the Hebrew Bible, and there's a couple of very strong places where we're called to listen, or the character in the narrative is called to listen. And the first story of humans is where it shows up. So the first human, translated into English, Adam and Eve, or Adam and Chava, as they have listened first to the serpent, and then recognized that they are naked, they are hiding. And God says, Ayeka, where are you? And the commentators, many commentators, especially those mystical, looking at the mystical version of this, say, if God is this all-knowing, underpinning ground of presence, why would God need to ask, where are you? God knows physically where they are. So that the call of Ayeka is, listen to yourself, look at yourself. Where are you now? Be self-reflective. So that inner listening. And we might want to think about, in our times, how that question is being held by us now. Ayeka, where are we? Although it's in the singular, Ayeka, where are you? Where are you now? How are you being called to listen differently in a way that might be unfamiliar? And just because it's unfamiliar doesn't mean that it's wrong. It's just unfamiliar. And we have to lean in and try to listen in a different way to different experiences than we may have had in the past. And the other large one that comes to mind is in the prophetic part of the Hebrew Bible. In the First Kings, Elijah, who many of us know from Passover. So Elijah the prophet is also asked by God, why are you here? So first there's where are you? And the second is why. So it's another great question to hold. Why are you here? And then there's this nice narrative about how there's a great and a mighty wind, splitting mountains and shattering rocks, but God wasn't in the wind. And after the wind, a huge earthquake, but God wasn't in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire, but God wasn't in the fire. And after the fire, a small, still sound, or a small, still voice. And the commentary is that small, still voice is what we're listening for. Especially now in these times, we need to listen to what's our inner knowing and what's the quiet voice that's emerging. And meditation is one of those beautiful practices that can help us listen more deeply to the quiet voice that's inside that gets drowned out by all of the noise. So those are my thoughts on today, focusing on listening. And so I'm going to lead us in mindfulness meditation, or an awareness meditation. So it's a little bit more, pieces of it may feel similar to meditations that we've done before. We'll focus on the breath and we'll focus on the body. And then there'll be some time to let the thoughts flow. And so instead of negating or trying to push away, there's also in Jewish meditation, there's a stream of ayin meditation, emptiness meditation, where we really try to clear the mind of everything. It's a much harder thing to do. So it's much easier to actually to let the mind flow, but to notice where it goes. And that in a way helps us to listen more of where are we being caught up? Where is our mind continually going? Is it to worry? Is it to list making? Is it to um, uh, labeling and categorizing things? Is it, oh, I noticed this and that's bad. I noticed this and that's good. I noticed this and it's uncomfortable. But the more that we know and aware and are really listening to what is inside of us, the more we can be present to it and respond to it. And the more that we can be present and respond to what else is showing up in life that we need to be present for. So that's what we're going to do today. And I'm going to start with a niggun that's called the Rav's niggun that I learned many years ago. And so I invite you to get comfortable and just let the melody without words, see if it takes you to a quieter, stiller place. And then when I finish the niggun, I will focus us on the breath a little bit, focus us on the body a little bit, and then invite us into that place of just being aware and noticing our thoughts, and then bring us back. And I was thinking today, I took out my shofar, but it would seem too jarring. So I'm going to bring us back with the conch shell because it's another tool for listening. And the shofar is a tool for listening, but I think it might be a little too strong to bring us back, a little too jarring. So if you are comfortable, or if you're not comfortable, maybe I should say that, if you're not comfortable, adjust yourself so that you are comfortable. Planting the sits bones down in the chair if you're sitting, thinking about elongating the spine so that both the breath can flow in and out easily, and also so that you are a little bit more alert and attentive. So we're already setting the intention for the body that we're not just going to slump in the chair, we're not going to just fall asleep, that we're going to be engaging the body. And if you're comfortable, close your eyes. And if you prefer, you can just look maybe away from the screen, out to something in nature, or softly put your gaze somewhere that's not distracting. And take in this lovely niggun, wherever it may take you. Tiddy-a-dai-da-dai-dai, tiddy-a-dai-a-dai-dai, yai-dai-da-dai-dai. Tiddy-a-dai-da-dai-dai, tiddy-a-dai-da-dai-dai, yai-dai-da-dai-dai-dai. Tiddy-a-dai-da-dai-ya-dai-dai, yai-dai-da-dai-dai-dai. Tiddy-a-dai-da-dai-ya-dai-da-dai, hi-dai. Yai-dai-dai-dai-dai. Tiddy-a-dai-da-dai-dai, tiddy-a-dai-da-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai-dai-dai. Tiddy-a-dai-ya-dai. Diddy adai adai dai. Yai dai da dai dai dai. Diddy adai adai yadai yadai dai dai. Yai dai da dai dai dai. Diddy yadai 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 dai dai. Yai dai da dai dai dai. Diddy yadai yadai dai. Diddy yadai yadai dai. Yai dai da dai dai. Hi. So taking a breath in, noticing where it is in your body, and letting it go. And also noticing how your body responds to the out breath. Breathing in, maybe from the crown of the head, and breathing deeply into the lungs, wide into the lungs and into the back. And exhaling and letting it go. One more big breath in, expanding and receiving, and exhaling and letting go. And so letting the breath be in your own natural rhythm in your body. And simply noticing what it feels like. Breath coming in and breath going out. Maybe the coolness of the air coming in and the warmth of the air leaving your body, being enlivened by your life energy. Noticing each breath being a distinct rhythm and yet part of a greater whole of flowing, that you naturally ride on the wave of the in and out. Using the breath as an opportunity to listen and be present more in your body, in your mind. And with the next breath in, imagine gathering your attention to be in the body more fully, and exhaling and softening into the body. And with your next breath, just scanning the body either from the head down to the feet or whatever feels most organic and authentic for you. And notice the sensations of the body. Noticing tightness or pain or tension. And as you notice, breathing a little bit more deeply into any area that's calling for a little bit more attention. Breathing into that tightness and exhaling and seeing if it naturally lets go as you pay attention to it. And listening in deeply to the body, not with any need for an answer, but for open curiosity. What might your body want to tell you today? What sensation is there that can be noticed, can connect you more to this sacred vessel of your spirit that is with you always? And if it feels right for you, you can ask and hold the question, the intention of, is there something that you want to tell me today towards the body? And just simply inviting the body's wisdom and experience to be present more fully during our time today. If it feels comfortable, as you notice and become aware of sensations or what is emerging into your understanding of your own body, notice if there's any judgment towards it that's challenging or hard to sit with, or notice this, or that feels delightful, noticing my eyelashes or my earlobes. Is there anywhere that feels neutral? I don't have much sensation there. There's no positive or negative pull in my index finger. I'll just take a few minutes to allow each of us to be curious about the sensations and the wisdom in our bodies. If you find that you drift away and get caught up in some series of thoughts, bring your attention back to the breath, breathing in, noticing the sensation in the body, and breathing out, and returning to how might the body have another curiosity to offer to you today. And so, in our process of listening and noticing and simply becoming aware of what is our experience, we open to our thoughts, what is in our mind, what is in our hearts, what is in our spirits. And so, with a openness, we notice what thoughts arise. Maybe they are around body sensations or not. Maybe they are flickers of something, and we can watch them come and go. Or maybe they are something that hooks us and we get caught up in a story or get pulled away from the open expanse of awareness that we are trying to cultivate. Simply without judgment, noticing what arises in the mind. And again, it may be helpful to see if what arises has positive attraction, negative or aversive or judgment. And are there things that arise that are neutral? So simply taking time to listen to what is arising within you that is part of you. And seeing if you can cultivate letting things come and go in these next few minutes together. And if you notice that you have been on a trail that has taken you away for a while, using the breath to return, breathing in and noticing the sensations of breathing in and breathing out, and noticing the sensations in the body as you breathe out, returning as many times as you need to, cultivating awareness of what is that still small voice in you. One more minute to notice and listen and become more aware of what's moving in us and through us. Hope that wasn't too jarring for anybody. I invite you to take a nice big breath in, filling up your lungs. And as you exhale, feeling your body, noticing sitting in the chair. And another big breath in. Imagine it coming from the top of your head, coming all the way down the spine, deep into the pelvic area. And as you exhale, sending it out the arms and the legs, connecting you to the earth. Returning to your own breath rhythm. And as you feel comfortable moving in your body a little bit, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Yes, that was jolting, wasn't it, Lori? I saw that. As I did it, I thought, oh, that seemed really loud compared to the silence. So I apologize. But that's part of listening too, isn't it? That we sometimes listen to things that are jarring, and especially in the times that we find ourselves in, and the conversations that I think many of us hopefully are having, is it's hard to listen when the content is jarring. So maybe that was just what it needed to be. I don't know, but here we are. So as we leave the live stream, I want to invite people that are seeing this on the live stream or watching the recording to take some time and reflect on what it is that you noticed and what it is that you listened to, and what might be the question, what might be the answer to how are you right now? Where are you right now? And as we leave you, we close with the divine in me salutes the divine in you. So B'Tselem Yah, in the image of the ground of beingness. May you carry this practice with you.